when I keyframed it here, what I should have also done is gone to the end, sorry, and keyframed it there. I created the keyframe at the end there. Sorry about that. That was just me being an idiot and making the tutorial take a lot longer than it really needs to. Hold down shift when you're moving the shadow down, just to make sure it moves down in a straight line. And then what you end up with is kind of like the shadow like appearing to stay on the ground all the time. Like this won't need to be perfect because when the text is really high up, the shadow will be kind of like, I might as well do that now actually. Press T to take the opacity and keyframe the opacity at the end since you are happy with that, and then move to the very start and probably put it at, no, let's put it at, don't put it at, actually don't put it at 0. Make sure you put it at 0, especially if you're going to rotate the thing, unless you also want to rotate the shadow. But I'm not actually going to rotate the shadow, so I'm going to put my shadow at 0 just so that no one can actually see the shadow at the start, and it'll just help make the effect seem more real without giving me any extra work to do, because I'm lazy like that. But that looks about fine now anyway. The shadow looks like it comes on like gradually while the text is getting closer. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to the very start and then rotate the text. So to rotate the text, you actually want to go into the element layer and go back into group 1, particle look, and then rotation. And you're going to probably rotate it about the Y. So let me just rotate it 90 and see. Yeah, I think 90 probably did the trick. So, no, 90 actually didn't do the trick. Should have been minus 90. Okay, yeah. I just wanted to know which way my text was facing. So now I can go to the very beginning and now keyframe the Y for 90 and then go to the very end and then set that back down to 0. And as you can see there, clearly the shadow didn't follow the rotation of the shadow doesn't actually rotate along with the text, but because it's like it fades in so nicely, like there's a lot going on, the text is like shining and stuff like that, your eyes just get like raped by the awesomeness of the clip and don't really care for rotating shadow or anything like that. And this literally still takes only like 5 minutes, so you can still go on and rotate your shadow if you want to. But I'm really trying to keep this under like 4 parts now, which hopefully it is. Hopefully it has to be under 4 parts. It's not going to be 5 parts. It doesn't need 5 parts, to be honest. It only need 1 part, but just to make sure, because I've been seeing some really dodgy 3D text lately. Like, I'm not saying my 3D text is great or anything like that, but there's been some 3D text that's meant to have been behind walls that clearly wasn't, and because it takes so long to render out 3D text, it's just like you really don't want to have to do it again. You don't want to have to do it more than once. Like right now, I'm sure you guys are seeing like I'm trying to like buy time while this is like rendering out. But even though it is taking so long to render out at a quarter view, like it shouldn't take this long only because I'm recording what I'm doing. It's taking a lot longer and my PC is not great. It's it still probably will take me, probably with Camtasia on, maybe I'd say 10 to 15 minutes to render out on full into like MP4 quality. So I could probably still show you that, but I like, what would the point of that be? All I'm just going to try and show you here is like rendering it at a quarter and just to see how it came out. Um, Actually, just to add, if you're not happy with like the reflections that you're getting, you can change those in Element. I might try show you that after it's rendered, simply because I forgot. But you can actually move around. You can actually move around the actual reflections and where they're actually hitting your text. But because it works so nicely for me, I didn't have to do it. And well, just getting reflections was enough to make me unzip. So I wasn't really going to go, oh, I needed that reflection somewhere else. The fact that there's reflections for me was just unbelievable. And even if this took like 6 hours, I'd still always prefer this to Cinema 4, to using Cinema 4D or Buju, because Cinema 4D and Buju just give you so many like extra things to learn. Like here, you noticed I didn't have to like click dots and connect x-axes or do any weird shit. Now I know I had to rotate my y-axis. I don't know why I just have problems with my y-axis is never coming out right. I guess I'm just not lucky like that. But that's literally the only real fix I had to do. Like I did have to change the bevels. Obviously, that's only just a matter of taste. I didn't like to take the the bevels that Andrew Kramer had set up there, so I just changed mine. Actually, a good thing, I might actually try leave this. I was thinking right there to myself, I'll probably cut this like render out because it's taking so long. But I'll probably leave it just so that you guys can see like you're kind of getting it here frame by frame. See, you can even see, even though it was like frame by frame, the shadow still kind of fools your eye almost into looking like it's rotating as well. So you really don't have to rotate the shadow or even animate the mask path. Like it's this method is just like really nice. Like as I said, I wasn't even gonna show anyone except until I rendered like a 3D cam myself, which only took like what 15 minutes. Whereas rendering 3D text can take 6 hours sometimes, which is just criminal. Like, but we're almost at the stage here where I can stop trying to buy time and just play the final render out and leave it at that. So hopefully you guys made it this far. Hopefully no one died or went to Pornhub while watching or something. But I know I've done that on certain tutorials. Like I know the current way like that I used to do it. I saw the tutorial that I used to use was a 4-part tutorial myself. I didn't want to make this 4 part simply because it would make it seem like it takes 6 hours as well, which it doesn't. You can even see like here on the playback for me is lagging. Even though it's fully rendered out, the playback is still lagging because I'm recording this. And Element 3D is fast, but in order to be really fast, it does take up like a lot of resources. And my computer isn't the greatest, it's a laptop anyway. But the fact that I can even do this and render it out and record it just shows like how fast Element really is. Like if you saw there, I rendered out like what 2 examples of this very same text. So hopefully you guys enjoy this, and I will probably, well, I've already showed you 2 examples where I did just rotate this text, but I will probably render this a text out in full and just play it at the end of the tutorial just so that you guys see that it doesn't play laggy or glitchy or anything like that. So I guess I'll leave it at that. Thanks guys for watching, and hopefully no one died. So like and subscribe for more. Please do that, please. Okay, so guys, I should be back again from the start. Because I was kind of really worried about the render time, I decided to actually render the thing out using Camtasia, because as I said already, putting it up onto YouTube takes a lot longer than actually rendering the video. So I actually rendered it out, and when I did that, I think I deleted example 3's After Effects file. So I've had to come back in here to the files that I made before. Like this is how example 2 and example 1 were made. So basically what I've kind of done is, yeah, and I really do say basically a lot, I kind of just cheated. I changed the 2 to a 3. So that's literally how easy it is to do, and that's literally why this method really should be the way you do 3D text. Because even if you mess it up, all you literally need to do is just that. And I think it's pretty cool doing that again. Gonna have to try pretty hard to stop myself from doing it. So I think where I left off is where I said I'd show you how to do the global illumination, and this should be now in like part 4. So only like really hardcore people should still be watching this part, but I'm still gonna leave it on. So here we go here. So just take the element layer that you made, and actually if you notice here in this example I've moved the shadow layer. beneath the text, which is what you want to do as well. I think I forgot to do that during the rest of the tutorial. So go to the element layer and come down to render settings, and then click environment, and then simply like just rotate the environment, and you should notice like there the reflections are now like completely gone. So I'm just gonna press Ctrl Z, and yeah, that's pretty much it. When you're using it, it won't be anywhere near as laggy as it was while I was using it. Only because I'm rendering, only because I'm recording is it taking anywhere near this long. Like when I was doing this without recording, it was really fast, and it literally only took, I think it was 30 minutes to do my first ever animated text. So that's pretty much it. I'll probably play the rendered out version of this at full. So hope you guys enjoy that. Okay guys, I don't know really why I'm doing this, but I just decided while I was rendering, and I might as well record again. So all I've done here is I've come in and I've just kind of poorly color corrected the clip a bit by just making it a bit more yellowy so that the gold of the text sits in a little bit better. And I've also color corrected the actual 3D text. I don't know if I mentioned this at all, but you can still apply effects onto the element layer, like as long as they're after the element effect. Like here, if you see here, brightness and contrast is after the element effect, so it can actually affect that effect. I don't know if you guys know that, but the order that they go in here is actually makes a kind of difference. So just so you guys can see how fast it is while I am recording, and you can see I still have like loads of windows open, it's still only saying an estimated time of 4 minutes remaining, and only 2 minutes has passed. So yeah, I probably should leave this here and no longer do any more. And then so I guess the full thing will play right after I stop talking. So hope you guys like this. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and bye for the final time, hopefully.